Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. Welcome back to the Tales of Evrand after such a long break. Well, much longer for us than longer for you. But with that, let's go ahead and roll that intro and dive in.
Will come out next week.
And we are back. Woo! So, take it away, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan, take it away.
I will try. Welcome back to the Tales of Evrand. It has been a very long time, but we are going to not delay any further. We are going to get right into the game. On summary this week is Kayla as Yrsa.
Guys.
Oh, wait. Shit, what did we used to do? Makeup corner.
You've already forgotten.
I've already forgotten. Oh, we don't have an overlay for that, do we? Okay.
I thought we did.
Eh.
We just zoomed in on
Vamp
my
for
face
just
really
30
Well, now
seconds.
Today is a twofer. We got Rachel and Kayla. So what are the looks
Yeah.
tonight?
My look, I decided to go for Gak tonight.
Oh,
It looks very good.
Nice.
Just because it's really party-like. Gak is super sweet and it's colorful and it's just happy. And I think that's definitely what we'll need in this session.
Maybe.
And then Kayla chose the Basil quote from my notes tonight.
Yes. What is that?
Pertaining to last session, which is when I said, okay, but why do I kind of ship Oberon and Yrsa? Not joking, really.
So, with that, I guess we will go ahead into the summary. Correct? Not correct?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. For some reason in my head, I can't not say Elysius without saying Elias. So
It's okay.
Elias the
Just do it.
10th. Thank you. So I have a hair in my mouth. It's fine. Okay. As we gather in the Bannered Mare for the evening, the party discusses a number of topics, including our next move. We decide to attend the dinner with Oberon tonight without really knowing what to expect, as this dinner was not meant to take place until the Blood Moon, weeks from now. Basil reveals to us during this time that she spoke with her father when she was in prison. The relationship ever strained, but Basil continues to reassure Rian that she supports whatever decision the group makes in regards to her family. Unfortunately, Vasadi also bears the mark of the Deep Father, putting her at risk for Siori, Rian's sister, to hunt her down. We made plans to reach out to Vasadi tomorrow to see if Basil can convince her to turn her back on all of this, perhaps even to spare her life. With the time before dinner, we all took some moments to rest. Gak conferring with his book, which tells him to keep the Alvains safe, and also the word destiny was very important. Apparently, his book was also the source of a great burst of energy for all of us. Rian tells me that Gak now has a similar rune marking on the back of his hand that matches his. Gak was kind enough to allow me to send an update to my sister Willow about our journey and the hazards of the rifts. I was also able to reconnect with Sludge, a fellow Rift Warden. Gak then sent a message for Basil to her mother for an update on her property and to stay away from any strange tattooed people with the Deep Father's markings. Gak sent another message to Ulfric and Gabriel to update them both about the upcoming and the change of plans for this dinner with Oberon. After all of our messages were sent, we made our way to Oberon's manor. We were not the only ones joining him, however. We were greeted by a very beautiful vampire woman by the name of Lucia?
Yes.
Thank you.
All of those.
Okay. And within the dining room there was another, a very odd vampire man with a crow. I tried to speak with him, but I heard nothing but very strange screams. Finally, Oberon made his presence known, and a rather intense conversation ensued. He began with simple questions first. He even made a broken Lazarus apologize to the party. Oberyn seemed more upset that his children were caught and disobeyed him, rather than upset at their actual passing. He inquires then as to what motivates us as individuals on this quest we are. He admits to being driven by his family and its legacy, as well as power and influence. This admission of being driven by power became a very strong driving point for much of the conversation. When does power become too much or even unattainable as a point of tension? He makes it known that he does what he needs to be done if things become a threat. He wants nothing more to be left. Eventually he gets to the point as to why we are really here. Again, he speaks on how his children have tarnished his name, but he wants to give us the opportunity to right the wrongs and keep the peace between all parties. He gives us an ultimatum. Either never speak the Blackmoor's name again and leave them alone entirely, or destroy the wine casks that remain and take care of the Blackmoor's enemy. Though he refused to give us the names or the wrongdoings of those enemies until we make our choice. We are not mercenaries. We don't mindlessly kill people, though he seemed to disagree. I will say, I think we all wanted the same thing from this conversation, peace. But how to go about it greatly differed. We told him we needed time to think this over, and he agreed to give us a week's time. I, however, made the decision to speak with Oberyn alone. I know this was a very dangerous move, but I wanted an opportunity to gain a sense of trust. I knew he would not kill me. Somehow I just knew. I did my best to remind him that he can better himself, and can be better than the monster people make him out to be, but sometimes that takes work from both sides. He is so lost in his own thoughts and darkness that he has forgotten the color of the sun, ironic as it is. He said that he will stop acting like a monster once the world stops viewing him as such. I still think that there might be something to save. Light does not always have to emanate from the sun. I think he just needs someone to pull him out of the abyss. Maybe I'm wrong, but what is the world if there is no hope even for the darkest soul? The end.
Great summary.
Why?
I unironically also ship it now, because
Right.
sorry.
Maybe
There's
Yrsa would be able to
there's a-
convince him to shave.
Literally, maybe. They pulls her to the side and is like, "Look, if you're gonna fuck the vampire, he has to shave."
He has to get rid of the staff.
Yes. Jumping back into the game. As you all are leaving the Blackmoor estate in the city of Aelden, Yrsa following up behind the party. You are waiting at the front door. Yrsa, you leave the room, and as you're leaving, you do hear a voice that calls and says, "Oh, by the way, I'll be in the city for the next week, so do have your answer for me by then, if you could, please."
We will. Thank you.
You know where to find me. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And with that, you all are escorted out by Lucilla out of the Blackmoor estate. You are left to your
Music got
devices
very dark.
I don't-
because it's his theme song. As
He has a theme song?
of course he does. He's a villain.
All good villains have motifs.
As the door behind you closes and you all walk out, there's a sense of relief. You just had dinner with not just a vampire, but the vampire.
Daddy vampire.
Yes.
Yes, he is a father.
And you got on alive.
Basil, that's true.
I missed y'all so much.
I did.
John didn't. The way he said that.
He's
I
like,
did.
I did too. You all are alive. You successfully had a conversation with Oberyn Blackmore and left the estate unharmed. So, in the dead of night in Eildon, around 10 p.m., where are you guys going? What are you doing?
I definitely think that our first step is to go back to the Bannered Mare, let Vay know what happened at his earliest convenience. And, well, I think that the most important thing for us to do is we can come back to this later. We have a week to think about it.
Wasn't
was
Vay
there.
with you?
Oh, Vay was with
Yeah,
us that? Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
He just
I
didn't
thought-
talk.
I thought Vay was away. I thought that's why he didn't talk, because he
No.
definitely would have if he was there. Okay.
I did re-listen to it. Vay was actually the first one to sit down at the, or one of the first ones. to sit down.
Canonically, my thing is he was like, "This is bullshit," and drinking like a flask out of his,
Okay.
just
Yeah,
like
there you
sitting there like absolutely not.
Okay, so
It's all good. It's been a while.
bring it back.
Yeah.
Rewind. Rian will say, instead, I think that what we need to do right now is sleep on that. The conversation was intense, and I think that having us talk about it right now would achieve nothing. We'd argue back and forth for an hour. I think that what we need to do is go back to the Bannered Mare, get some rest, and in the morning we deal with the things that are easy to solve. We go speak with the man who can give us the runes to easier teleport around and travel east of Aria, and any of the other chores that we have to do tomorrow, and then maybe tomorrow evening we can come back to this. But I think that time will do us good here.
I think that's probably best.
Right, we don't have to talk about the megalomaniac vampire. No, for sure not.
I didn't say ever, I said now.
Right.
Probably focus on
Because
due dates
already
first.
addressing the energy, now's not the time to talk about it. That's my point. We need to come at this with a cool head, because he wins if we come at it anxious or frustrated. We need to get some
Well,
rest.
tomorrow we have 3 people we need to talk to try to convince to be on our side. So I think that does come first, especially since we have a week to think of a game plan for Oberyn.
And yeah, they will just like kind of shrug. And he's like, "Well, I'm going back to the Sapphire Chalice because I don't like the Bannered Mare."
Do you
He
want to
did.
go by yourself?
I don't know if he told y'all. Maybe he didn't. No, he did. He mentioned it. He
Yes,
mentioned it.
Yeah, he did.
He did. He said that Marathel said we could stay at the Sapphire Chalice for a discounted rate.
That's right.
Remember?
Cool.
And so
Yeah.
that's like, Vay is like, "I'm going back there." Absolutely not.
I'm fine with wherever.
Well, then we can go there.
Okay.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I-
think that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know if I know the difference.
Well, one is like a really nice spa that we went to, and the other is like a pig's trough.
They seem pretty. I mean, they both have beds. They seem pretty much the same.
That's fair.
Okay. So, you all head from the Emerald Groves, passing by the Golden Company guards at one of the archways, heading through the tunnel northward to the Golden Market. The Golden Market at this time of night is actually still very lively, and you all know this because you went partying not too long ago. I think it was a day ago. As you make your way to the Sapphire Chalice, you open the doors and you are greeted with the smell of ale, the sound of music, and the vibrations of tapping on the floor as there are people dancing around. Let's see, is this one of the ones I want?
What time is it, roughly?
10:30, I think is what you
10:45.
said.
It's
Okay.
10:30, 10:45. takes we'll say that. Why can't I find, is this one too? Nope, I don't remember anything. We want this one. There we go. And also maybe I don't remember. Well,
Point and laugh. He doesn't remember.
there it is.
Oh, dang it. He got it.
Got him, dude. Yeah, you walk into the Sapphire Chalice. There are drinks and people dancing, and everybody is having a great time. You can see the barmaids and bartenders, and all of them are running food. They are running drinks. Doesn't feel like this should be this lively, but it is what it is. Everyone make a perception check. Oof.
Oh,
Thomas! Buddy!
he's back.
Oh, I hate that.
Okay. Let's see. Would you roll, Vey?
Oh, 15.
Okay. Basil. You would see this first. As you're walking in, you guys are walking through the crowd. There is, alone in a corner, kind of off to the far end, an individual reading a book, wearing a black furred coat with this kind of scaly blue going up his face that leads to these bright eyes. You look over, and Yrsa, Gak, and Vey would notice this after. You see Gideon sitting at a table.
Just
Um,
vibing.
Yeah, just reading a book.
Basil starts sprinting over to the table.
Okay.
And she
Gak will be followed.
reaches out and puts her hand on the book and like tries to gently slam it down on the table.
Please
Eldritch
slam
Cannon.
it.
Gideon,
Ah,
I knew it was you!
Basil. Yes, I tend to stand out. Hello?
Hi,
Jack?
are you accepting hugs?
I
You don't have to say yes.
Sure.
You don't have
No,
to say yes.
It's fine, I'm developing.
Okay. And Basil like throws her arm
Lightly,
around him.
lightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like
Better, thank
eases
you.
up her hug and then steps away.
Before the rest of the party get there, as you are all running over, Ryan, welcome back to the table.
Hello!
What does the party see exactly?
So in terms of like mega changes to character, not a lot has changed about Gideon, but there are a few things. One, what used to be a some might call it garish orange Bulgur cloak has now been dyed black and has been fashioned differently. It's kind of more of like an open style, like it doesn't have the sleeves on it, and it has like a strap that connects the left to the right side, so it just kind of drapes over him, like what Odin wears in Ragnarok. For those who played it, I can link a photo later. His armor, you see, now looks enchanted by his own designs. You're familiar with Gideon's own work, that you can tell that he's done something to it. And I would say Basil in particular, it looks like it would be something to shield against necrotic damage of some sort. He has on a very nice sapphire ring on his hand, which he wears over his glove, which is weird, but it's Gideon, so you can't question these things too much. At his side, he hasn't been using it because he was sitting, but he still has the same, what appears to be the same walking cane that he was using while he was recovering, but the top, like the handle portion, has been reforged, where it appears like this little owl, and then like the wings sticking out are like where he would like hold his hand to like be able to walk with it. And then I feel like I'm forgetting something like obvious that like would be visible, but I cannot think of it right now. No, right,
I
the
can.
eye, thank you. The eye, thank you. And yeah, his eye, because normally he had like the full simic hide, like the human to his face. Just on the human half of his eye, you can see that it's now it has that pale simic blue to where it doesn't have like that humanoid brown eye like he used to.
Mm. That's cool.
Well, now you're just hugging. It is so good to see you. I'm so happy to see that you're alive and well and reading and sitting and presumably eating and drinking as well. This is great.
And here!
I did
Yeah.
eat and
How-
drink and read before, but yes.
Yeah,
But
but
you're doing it in front of us now.
yes.
Wait, what?
How did you know to come here?
Magic.
That would be
Specifically.
me, as you hear from another table. Vey, you recognize the voice.
Mhm.
Shen.
What?
However, Shen is not dressed as Shen. He does not look like Shen. He looks like a human version of Shen. As he goes, yes, that would be me. I brought him here.
How do you
Hello.
spell Shen's name again? C-H.
Xian.
Yeah.
Xian. Okay.
Shen. Yeah. God. Vey is turning and he's just like, he pauses, he's like, you're out!
Yes.
Here!
I thought I would give it a try. Gideon wanted to return to all of you, and I thought, well, I've never seen Aeldin. Well, I've not seen Aeldin in a very long time.
What do you think of the updates?
It's not my taste.
Oh my god.
I agree.
Vey kind of like looks around, he's like, no one will know this guy, so he's gonna give him a hug.
Gives you a hug back. I won't be here long. I'm actually going to be leaving rather quickly. I miss home.
Right. I'm assuming this is all very warm for you.
Yes. Also, I cannot be gone that long away from the rift.
So, is there no more sickness in Gideon? And she kind of looks between Gideon.
That is for him to discuss with you. It was good seeing you all again. I'm hoping things are going well.
As well as they can. There's been
So-
some very interesting developments.
Par for the course, then.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Rian said we're not allowed to talk about it right now, so...
Ah. I see.
I'm going home.
Alright.
everyone.
I
He gives
love
you
you.
another hug. I love you too. And you watch as he just kind of taps his chest and his whole body almost turns into ice and then shatters and it disappears.
God.
Nice to meet you.
God. Vey is standing there and he like visibly slumps and he's like, thank God Marithil wasn't here right now.
You know, I can never tell if that guy really likes me or really doesn't.
Oh, he wouldn't have come if he doesn't
Oh.
like you.
I don't know.
I can never
I thought
tell
he came
who
for
that
you.
guy is.
That was.
That's Vey's father.
Oh, yeah, he's in a disguise.
Well spotted, Gak.
The
I'm caught up now.
sickness is
Mm.
gone, then, and you're healthy and well.
Well, that's complicated. It's a disease we're not very familiar with, and so it's been taken care of for now. They were able to stop it from spreading, which was good. The damage to my leg was irreversible, though, so I had to get creative with that. And he'll flip the cane around, he'll lift up his pant leg, and you see where that kind of crab leg was before is no longer there, and it is a constructed metal leg that you are
Oh, hell
very
yeah.
certain that Gideon has built himself, because you just know Gideon's designs by this point.
All right, Edward Elric.
And he'll just lower it down. It was slowing me down too much.
Mm.
Well, it looks very nice.
Thank you.
As long as you feel, and I mean, you look that you are feeling better and you can move. This is good.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be up and moving around again. I don't like being stagnant, not having things to do, things to work on. So, past few days have been good, very good. But we have work to do, though. Work in the morning, I suppose. Work in the morning.
I'm not at liberty to say. As Vey walks off and he goes to get a drink.
There's a lot you've missed that maybe we should talk about in a more private setting.
Ah, I understand.
I think for right now we should just celebrate that you're back with us. As Rian will kind of walk up and clasp a hand on his shoulder. Obviously not hugging because he knows that that's a bit of a boundary push for Gideon. So he'll just kind of put the hand on the shoulder and say, "I'm glad to have you back." So I think for now we be happy in that before we bog you down with the destitution we've fallen into. A little bit of celebration first.
Some things never change. Excellent.
So let's in this
No.
moment be happy that we have a great friend back.
Thank you.
By the way, and he'll kind of expand the shield. Still got it. And then collapse it.
You better. That was expensive. And Gideon
know.
will start walking to order some food.
Oh, that's how you know that things... And Rian will walk with him. That's how you know things haven't been too bad, because it's not broken yet.
And then really quick, as he passes Gak, Gideon just kind of holds up his hand, and if Gak will, open up his hand, Gideon will drop a ring into Gak's hand.
Thank you
That's-
very much. What do I do with it?
Connect to it, and we'll talk tomorrow morning.
Ominous.
Ominous.
I think you'll like it.
It's a good word, Gak.
Thank you, I just made it up.
It's a good one. It's mysterious. I have no idea what it means, so it fit it perfectly.
Exactly, that was the vibe I was going for.
Nailed it.
Gak will put it on.
Gosh.
Okay.
Party time.
It is a magical item that requires attunement.
If
So-
we're going to get food, I'll tune.
Yeah, and the attunement takes an hour, so
Yeah.
during this hour, you're attuning to it.
Oh, then I can show you tonight. Hell yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Gideon
moments,
yes.
So, as you all start walking off, Vey had walked off first. Vey, as you get over to the bar, there is a very familiar gentleman that walks up next to you with his sapphire chalice.
My God. Does he ever put it down?
Doesn't look like it.
It's like the mom with the Starbucks cup that she's always
He's
with.
just like it actually never moves my hat.
Leave my-
What I would
It's
say,
a cursed item.
I will say, if anyone knows if he ever puts it down, it would be Vey.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Vey, he does.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to
That's
say
a
it, but
whole level of bougie for
Yeah.
any circumstance.
Yeah.
He's like, this
He makes
is
vape.
not touching. This is not touching a surface.
he walks over and goes, "Hello."
Hello. Is it back? Truly.
Are you okay? That was a very weird sentence.
And he kind of like looks, and like no one's around him yet, right?
I mean, there's patrons everywhere, but
Right, but like none of
you're
the
at
party
bar.
members,
None of the
right?
party members. No.
Him. You can make it so no one can hear what we're talking about, right?
I could. Why?
I wouldn't be asking if I could just tell you what we were going to be talking about.
He leans in and goes, "Secrets?"
Secrets.
He snaps his fingers, and there's this bubble that goes, and then it disappears. Go
Yeah.
on.
Basically, he's just gonna give the lowdown of what happened, like from beginning to end.
In what manner? How does Vey say this? And like, what's the attitude given while Vey is saying this?
It's like he's like, and so we went there, and the guy has had his face burnt off. Apparently, oh no, Daddy now cares about his children, but cares enough to abuse them. I truly. And then we had this whole conversation, and now he's like, "We'll do this first," and I really can't. And now we're supposed to think on it, and like everyone's like considering it, but I don't think we should consider it because he's a megalomaniac. But everyone wants to now parlay with a vampire.
Why is it every time we talk there's a new thing going on?
I
Is your
don't
life
know.
just completely fucked, or is it just
Oh, it's
random?
no, it's completely fucked.
Ah,
And I don't know if it's me, like some divine punishment. I feel like
Might.
both. No, well, I'm a paladin, so I'm both blessed and cursed. Is that how that works? Like you get some divinity in some place and then none in the other?
I don't know. I don't know anything about divinity. I will say, I mean, look, Oberyn Blackmore is a someone you don't want to mess with. So having the option there is not bad. Being able to play him, I guess. Get on his good side so that you're not on his bad side. I don't think you want to be on his bad side, unless you do, because it seems like you like running into trouble.
I don't like it. I just accidentally caught it. So you're saying that we should take him up on his offer?
I mean, what's the alternative?
Avoiding him for the rest of our lives and just...
I mean, both options sound great. Either avoid him and never speak of him again, or possibly help him, which would maybe lead you and your group to other evil people that you could take down, and then stay on his good side until you're doing something on like the Blood Moon or something like that, right? If I remember that correctly.
Right, yes,
If you're doing work for him, he's not going to suspect that you're going to be showing up at his doorstep to kill him.
that is very fair.
I know. I'm very smart.
Yeah, Bay is gonna do the... Do you know, like, the Daenerys smile of, kind of thing? Before he just... And I'm assuming you think we should probably tell your brother about this?
That is up to you all, honestly. My brother has way more sway in politics than I do. That's a hard one. I don't know.
How shit is your relationship with your brother that you don't know?
Here's the thing. The Blackmores are ingrained into the Dagram and Disvarian kingdoms. That means that they have affiliations with the government. And as I stated before in our previous talks, Oberyn has not done anything wrong to the governments or the kingdoms, and he's been forthright so far. So, if you're going to tell my brother, then you need to have evidence, but not, oh, we talked to Oberyn and he said this and we heard it from... You need actual evidence if you're going to tell a member of the Isvarian Council that one of their biggest contributors in platinum and gold is planning to attack them.
Oh, don't worry, I have a plan. I have evidence.
Have you discussed it with your party?
I will,
That's probably a good thing.
but I'm not allowed to talk to about it anymore, so...
Well, then why are you telling me?
Oh, because this is me being spiteful. And I like you.
Well, your secret is safe with me.
Thank you.
Now, we should drink, because I need something to drink. And
Amazing.
you watch as he swirls his chalice and wine just appears. And he snaps his finger and the bubble. I will say that... Well, Rianne and Yrsa would have seen with your passive perception, walking up to the bar, you would have seen the bubble go, but from around them disappear. But you walk up to the bar, all of you.
Yeah, good food and drink, man.
Yes.
Celebrate.
Okay.
Celebrate good times, come on.
I will say, is there anything else as you guys drink and celebrate Gideon's return? Is there anything else you all want to do before you settle in for the night?
I mean, they would introduce Marathil to Gideon, since they haven't met.
He places his hand out to shake yours, Gideon, and says, Marathil Essex, it is a pleasure to finally meet you. I've heard some stories.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Who are you exactly?
Who am I exactly? I am the proprietor of the Sapphire Chalice, one of the richest people in all of the continent. And a friend to your party, and an extra friend to Vey.
An extra friend. They chokes on his ale.
Gideon glances to Vey, realizes that some questions you don't want answers to, glances back. Cannot. Well,
Also, for context, Vey described Gideon as the logical one that he misses so much.
aw, yeah.
That's what he'll never say it, but Marathil knows.
It is
Well,
a pleasure to finally meet you.
perhaps when things have calmed down, we could discuss things more. I would certainly love to get your ear on a few ideas I've had. I'm working on my own enterprises.
Really? Well, I'm in the business of business, so I'm always around to talk.
I'll be able to contact you should the need arise.
Yes, and also it does seem that we probably won't be having a conversation for quite a while. It seems like your party gets into a lot of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. It's that's the nature of Shakers, though. We're always getting our hands in things.
Yes. Well, I'm going to retire for the evening. It was good seeing you all again. Good night.
Rest well.
And he walks off, and you see him walk down to this back door, and you can see this very opulent, gold-trimmed wooden door that opens and closes as he leaves. And you all sit at the bar. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Other than follow him,
I think Yursa would just like want Gideon to kind of like update the party, like what was going on, like, you know, what was it like to just kind of not get into shit for a couple of weeks. Like, what was he up to, you know? If
Oh, it was
anything
terrible.
happened. Oh,
It was terrible. It was
great.
just sitting on a table there for 2 days, them trying to figure out if I'm gonna live or die, not able to help at all, you know? I mean, that was miserable. You know, at least, like, if I was doing it myself and I failed, then at least, like, I could, you know, hold that against me, but, like, not being able to contribute, that was misery, but that's a me problem. You know, but, thankfully, within the first 2 days, they came to me and they talked about, you know, the magic they were going to use to, you know, push it down and, you know, hopefully stop it from spreading, and that worked really well. And, of course, the next day I was already, back on my feet, moving around, trying to get my strength back, was working on a few things, kind of motioning over to Kak and touching his armor a little bit. Then I worked with John. Help me if I get this name wrong. Danielle.
Danielle. Yep.
Yeah, I was working with Danielle. She actually helped me with the he actually helped me with the leg. And he's the one who excuse me. Yeah, he's the one that amputated my leg and replaced it with my design. He was not very open to that idea until I very specifically went over how each component was going to work, which I'm very glad he listened to that, because I could not live with that. But yeah, and then I spent the next few days just gathering some strength and energy. We did a little bit of scrying, just saw you in the city, and then once I felt ready, I came over here. When y'all weren't in your rooms, I just figured it was smarter to wait here for you to come back.
Well, that's incredible and great. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about.
I'm
do
looking
think,
forward.
Well,
You're not.
maybe. But why don't we all go get some rest? And we have a lot of people to speak with in the morning. And we'd love to get you caught up.
Sounds good. Basil! Could I borrow your shield for the night?
Sure.
Thank-
It's. I think she might have. Let's just pretend she shoved it up her dress. Here you go. And she
Just like a video game, just out of this.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
She
Alright.
reaches under a dress and hands it to him.
You know these attach on the back, right?
Yes, but it ruins my outfit, don't you think?
I imagine they'd cut up more on the inside, but you know what? I've never worn dresses, so you probably are the expert here. I apologize.
No worries.
But yeah, I'll return this first thing in the morning.
Can I ask if you're expecting company that you need to protect yourself with tonight?
I have my own shield, so no.
Oh, you're doing the Gideon thing where you tinker with things.
I was thinking about it. Do you not want me to?
No, do it. That's fine.
I will. I will. Fine.
I just want to point out, we'll retcon maybe some things if you want to, but Basil is in disguise right now. She is.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm Pearl.
Girl.
Oh, so when she came,
Pretend-
shoved the book down, it was like Gideon. Gideon's like, who the fuck, this bitch?
I feel like Gak and Ursa were like right next to him. Like, yeah, this is
Probably-
nice.
Basil
like Gideon's-
probably would have been like, it's Basil.
Yeah.
But
I feel
Pearl.
like I feel like in canon, Gideon going as his first sentences now makes more sense.
Yeah.
Gak and Ursa run up. This is our new party member, replaced Basil, who died.
Right.
She's currently in prison.
Is she staying dead, or is she coming back?
That's a good question.
We never
the
Take
know.
that
Raven
up with her
Queen.
mom.
All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before settling in for the night?
Yeah, as everybody's
we-
as everybody's sort of departing, Rian would say to Gideon, I was wondering if you had a quick moment. There were a few things that I've noticed about the shield that I wanted to get your opinion on. Just
Oh.
after using it.
Sure. One quick second. Gak,
Yes.
hey, just don't go to bed. I'll come up to your room in a little bit, okay?
Okay, no promises. I might just go out like a light, but you can knock.
Fair enough.
Also, I think all of our stuff is at the other place.
Then why'd you come? You all right?
I don't know. But I'll
Excuse me.
yeah, I'll find my room. And Gak
Alright.
just kind of slowly wanders, trying to find where the rooms are.
If you guys are getting rooms here, what did I say before? They were discounted because Marathon's discounting them. How much were the rooms at the Bannered Mare?
They
Do you
were
remember?
3 gold because I have it in the party fund.
Then it
Document.
is 3 gold here. I believe it was 5 gold per room for the Sapphire Chalice, but
Nice. Okay.
Is that per night, or is that forever?
per night.
So we need to figure out the math of how long we've been here and how much
Yeah.
we've been spending.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point.
Real quick, what session number was this again? Because I have just the book and chapter. What was the
This is
actual number?
36.
36.
Session.
Is there like a Metro
I think
card for
it's 37.
hotels in the fantasy world?
It's probably like a tab or something. I think it's 37. But
It's 37.
Oh, 37. Okay.
okay. So, the rest of you start to walk off. Rian, you grab Gideon for a quick conversation.
Yes, and just to double check, it's 3 gold per room or 3 gold total?
3 gold per room per
Okay,
night.
so and that would be 9 gold then for 3 rooms.
Yes.
Okay,
If we're doubling up.
yeah, 9 gold. So minus 6 more. Okay. All right. Nice. There we go. Okay.
Were we doubled up in the other place?
We
Yeah.
would have been.
think
But
so.
Vey wasn't staying there that night, so it was just 2 rooms then. And there was no
'Cause I
Gideon,
don't-
so.
Because I wasn't with Basil when you snuck into my room to take my book.
That's true.
All right, 9 gold for that one too. All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
So an extra 6 gold. Okay. 28 gold in the party fund. Boom. Nice. Okay.
Okay.
So as everybody else walks away and kind of heads off to bed, Rian will just kind of be sipping at the drink that he had, the glass of water or tea that he had before heading to bed, and he'll kind of take the shield off and not hand it to Gideon, and say, "I'm sorry for the deceit there. The shield's perfect. It's been great ever since you given it to me. I have no notes."
I imagine Gideon was sitting across from you with his hand open, ready to take it, and when you set it down, he just still has his hand open, like, "Oh, am I supposed to pick it up? Okay, no." And then as he sees what you're doing, he closes his hands and kind of puts his hands down and just kind of looks at you.
I just 2 things. For one, I wanted to tell you how much I've missed you, having you around, and I'm very happy that you're back, and I wanted you to hear that genuinely from me, because I've missed you.
Missed you all too.
And the second thing is that I know how you don't like to be caught by surprise by things. And I know that you operate best when you have time to think and time to formulate a plan. So, rules are meant to be broken. So I'm going to tell you what has happened. And I'm going to try and be as objective as possible so you can come to your own conclusions about these things. Of course, take it with a grain of salt. Listen to what the others have to say tomorrow. I'll let them tell the story. But I think hearing it twice might help you come to a better conclusion or hypothesis as to what you think the best move might be.
Very well.
And obviously, Ryan, you already know because we've kind of already been trying to keep you up to date, especially with you watching the episode. So Rian is going to try and give the most objective truth that he can to the events that have happened since we left Sangsa. Obviously, skipping over a lot of the travel in the
Sure.
Whitecrest Mountains, going over the really important parts, and trying to, in the best detail that he can, describe the conversation with Oberyn as quietly as he can, obviously with his passive perception, looking out for people that might be listening or anything like that, since Oberyn has eyes everywhere. And he's just going to try and give as factual of an account of the details that he can, so that way Gideon has time to think about it before, we have to make a decision as a group.
All right. I'll say that Gideon hasn't interrupted you at all. He's just been listening. But towards the end, you do see a slight kind of smile or a smirk on his face, and you know Gideon well enough that the gears are already turning.
And then, finally, after we had gotten done discussing with Oberyn, he'd given us the deal, Yrsa asked to speak with him privately. And I know that Yrsa is not some young, naive girl that can't handle herself. So we let her. And I don't know what exactly Yrsa said to him, but I can imagine that She tried to make an honest plea with him that he could walk back away from that despair. I think she probably had a very similar conversation with me when we first met. So then we came back here and we met you, and that's about everything. So as you can see, we are once again, as we always were, deep in the shit.
With how we operate, are we surprised by anything else?
No. That's why all things considered, I'm feeling pretty good. It's the new normal. Just trying to keep a cool head, that's all.
Well, and Gideon will stand up. I still have some work I need to do for Gak and Basil, so I will take my leave. But
Of course.
like I said, we'll hear everything tomorrow, and we will figure it out from there as we always do.
Very good. And he will smile and sort of pick the shield up and refasten it. It's good to have you back, Gideon. And he'll go and head to his room.
One
Heading up.
quick.
Oh,
I want
Sorry,
to
go
say
ahead.
one quick thing while everyone else was walking up to the rooms. Yursa, while you were walking up to your room, you felt this slight, not sensation. It's kind of like a sixth sense for you. There's like this tinge in like your brain. It's like something is off. It feels like something you felt when the large rift opened near Crest Basin, except way smaller. Way smaller. Like a nanosecond or something between the
Right.
planes.
I think she would be like halfway up the stairs and just kind of hesitate and just kind of look over her shoulder. Does she see anything strange in the tavern?
No?
She's going to take a couple steps up the stairs and then go back down the stairs. And she's gonna go outside. And just
Okay.
kind of like pop her head outside and like walk fully out a couple feet and just kind of look around outside.
Make a perception check. $24. You step outside. Hold on. As you step outside, you hear and see around you that it's been a couple hours since you guys have been in the tavern. The tavern has died down at this point. There's not a lot of people walking around. You hear ever so faintly in one of the alleyways near the tavern this this kind of popping noise, and then another pop. And every time that happens, you feel that very small sensation.
She is going to look behind her at the door. And then she's gonna go to the alleyway.
Okay. As you walk down the alleyway, you hear again this popping noise. And then another popping noise again. I'm trying to find music that matches what's happening. And it's just not helping. Here we go.
I mean, the silence is pretty scary.
Here we go.
Like, she's taking her time. She's walking very slowly, but as she kind of peeks down the alleyway, she will say, "Hello?"
You hear those pops again, and then you hear like wood crashing further down the right side of this alleyway.
Hello.
As
I
you
know you're down there.
As you peer around the corner, you see a creature that is head first into this market stand that is clawing and gnashing at and kind of breaking the wood, and you can see food flying up from this purple scaled lizard-like creature with these small purple and blue wings. There's this very weird aura coming from it, and as you say hello, you watch as it looks back, and you just there's another pop, and you see what almost looks like a tear in the world as it disappears. Another tear opens, and you see it appear again, running through the alleyway.
Okay, hold on. Need to look at my spells real quick. Hold on. I have a spell, I think.
Okay.
So we're playing Portal now.
No, I don't know. I think we might be playing God of War Ragnarok. That is what I think it is.
Spells.
What? Why can't I find good music? I never have good music. It's fine.
You just have to listen to only this music all the time.
I know.
I thought
is
I
this?
had Hold Monster, but I do not. Okay, Yrsa is going to fuck, I do not have what I did.
Yeah, this is all.
I don't
this
even
is shit.
have. She's just gonna try to Misty Step to catch up to it. And
Okay.
she is going to call out, "Excuse me, I said stop."
As that happens,
Well, you dumb fuck.
as it just keeps going, you misty step towards it, you get right up to it. You can see this creature a lot more visible now. Yeah, this very bright purple scaly skin, this blue underbelly, these bright yellow eyes that almost look like nebulas. You see these horns that kind of crest up, and these bright blue leathery wings kind of unfurl, and it has wings, and it's medium size, but you see it flap its wings in like this really childlike pattern as it just keeps flapping its wings, and as it doesn't get far enough, you see another tear in the world as it jumps through it, disappears, and jumps ahead, almost like it is misty stepping through these tears. But you are chasing it.
Yes. Can she also cast Speak with Animals? And I don't know if this is an animal. I don't know if this will work. And if that doesn't work, it will try to speak Sylvan. And basically tell it to stop.
Okay. So I need you to make. Well, as you cast Speak with Animals, you can tell that this is not an animal per se. I will like you to make an animal handling check, however.
I shall. Trash. I have a +5 in that. That was a bad roll.
Okay. So as that happens, it turns around, notices that you're chasing it still, and it is going to look back at you and just release this psychic, like almost like galaxy nebula from its mouth in a cloud. After I figure out where my fight music is.
Oh.
I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mistakes were made.
I don't think you have vision yet. Boom. You see this creature ahead of you. You can go ahead and place your token here,
I just
Yrsa.
wanted him to be my friend. Okay. We're not gonna be friends, are we? Where's Yrsa? Which is okay, it's
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
I don't know
I'll
where
place
she's at.
you right
Okay.
there. Actually, let's see. 15-foot cone. Looks like it would be right here. Yrsa! Take 22 points of force damage.
wowzers. Okay.
And your speed becomes 0 until this creature's
Oh,
next
great.
turn.
Okay. That's not what I want to do.
I would like you to roll
Okay.
initiative.
Okay. Shall. Sorry guys, I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I thought I could make him a friend. It doesn't want to be my friend.
13. Oh, why didn't it let me do it? Oh, because I didn't press update
Yeah.
that and my numbers there. Let's see, what does this creature get? This creature's going before you,
Okay.
but I'm not putting them on the turn order because you'll see their name. So, this creature turns around and releases this cosmic breath of energy. You feel your body slow down and almost get pushed into the stone beneath you. It is going to... Let's see. Actually, I need to look up something real quick. Sorry.
You're fine, I'm reading my spells. Made a mistake.
What the fuck? There we go. In front of you, you watch its eyes glow, and in front of you, you see what looks like a replica of a cart that is horribly made. Your passive perception is 18. It casts minor illusion in front of you, and you see this cart be created, and then it starts to bolt this way.
Oh.
But you can see through it because your passive is way higher than...
Okay. So it tries to like hide and run?
Yeah, you can tell that this
Okay.
creature is a child.
Yeah. A little baby who needs my help. Let me be your mom. Okay. Let me stop running. Tell me if this doesn't work. You can say no. But Yrsa is going to, the next time, like, I assume this creature, like you said, is like misty stepping through these little tears.
Mhm.
The next time it goes through one, or tries to go through one, can Yrsa try to cast Dispel Magic? To kind of like cut it off? I don't know if that would work.
It's definitely worth a try.
Okay. I'm gonna cast it.
That sounds cool.
And I will, like, her idea is just like, as it tries to dive in, it just, nope, you can't dive into that.
Yeah.
And cut it off.
Okay.
And I'll even cast it at a higher level.
Okay.
I think the highest level I can cast it at is just 3rd level, but...
So you're holding an action to cast a spell magic when it tries to do it again.
Correct.
Okay, okay. What's the range? 120 feet? Oh, jeez.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because your speed is 0 and you're holding an action, it comes back to the creature's turn.
Yes.
The creature is going to... You watch it kind of just like its eyes glow this bright blue, and what looks like a tear in the universe itself starts to emanate. You cast a spell magic at what level?
3rd level?
3rd level. I would like you... It is magical, but it's not a spell. However, this is cool. So,
Okay, that's why I was like, I don't know what you're... I'm just trying to think of things here.
I would like you to roll an Arcana check.
Oh, that was almost a 1. I was nervous.
Okay. As the tear gets ripped in time in the universe, you watch Ursa. There's this weird nature and magic that kind of courses through your body as you cast the dispel. Not working in a way it should, and you watch the tear close up, and the creature, almost like hitting an invisible wall, just poof, and falls down to the ground and as it just starts to try to run again.
Okay. That was my turn then, yes? Or is that its turn? Okay, that was my turn. Okay. And I can't move still? I'm at 0.
Until it's next turn.
Okay, cool. So that's my move then.
Okay. This creature is going to run over, jump on top of this building here, and move this way. That's it. That's its turn.
Okay. This could be stupid. That's okay.
Nothing stupid.
Ursa is going to cast Guidance on herself.
Okay.
And then she's going to run over here. And in Sylvan, she's going to try, and she's going to say, like a very stern mother would. She's not trying to be, like, intimidating or scary. She's trying to be stern. Come down right now. I am not going to hurt you, but you need to stand in front of me. Yes, that's what she's gonna say.
Make an animal handling check.
Hopefully that's better. And I'm gonna add my... Oh, it was almost a natural 20. I'm gonna add my guidance.
Okay.
I believe it's a d4. That should have been a natural 20. It's fine. I'll take 15. Better than 2.
15?
Yeah.
Roll the 6. You watch the creature, and you see it stops moving and kind of gets down, like a cat that is being approached and is just like, I don't know about you. But it does seem to stop. It's not running towards you, but it has stopped.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Well, she's gonna do the cat thing. And after she says that, she's gonna, like, lower her body towards the ground and, like, sit on the ground. Because you don't want to, like, intimidate the predator. She's gonna blink really slowly, because you're not supposed to stare at them in the eye, okay? And she's gonna go...
Okay. With that, the creature slowly starts to climb down the building. And as it gets about 10 feet from you, kind of gets down and, like, sits. And you can just see from the breath that is leaving its nose, it is not smoke. It is like these, like, small stars, like this, like almost like a sparkler. It's just, like, kind of sparkling through. But as that happens, you hear, "Good job!" And you see a crystal be thrown at the creature. As the crystal hits the creature gets sucked into the crystal and it drops to the ground.
So Pokemon now. Are we playing D&D?
Not anymore, guys.
Okay, so...
Hold
Ursa... Okay, sorry, hold it. I'm bamboozled.
I'm trying to find my music, and I just can't. So, you know, sometimes... Here we go.
I swear to God.
This music is so goofy.
As you hear, "Good job," and you see the crystal be thrown, you say, or you hear, "Well, that was quite a chase. Thank you." And you look around, you don't see anyone at your height, and you look over, and you see a little squirrel in armor with a sword on his side, walking over and picks up the crystal and says, "Thank you so much. That was a lot." Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I
Good
feel-
evening.
I think introductions are in order. Yes, I'm sorry. My name is Ratatosker.
Sorry. It's so funny. Okay. Hmm. Ratatosker. My
Yes.
name is Yursa Moonglade. It is a pleasure to meet you. Is this your friend?
More like the child of an acquaintance, colleague, more. This is what is known as a, well, lindworm or child of, well, Lady Nidhogg.
Okay. That sounds. Does Yursa know what the hell this thing is? Or what
He
they're
is
talking
speaking gibberish right now.
About? Yep. Okay. I figured.
You give John 28 days.
Okay. Well, that is. He does not seem to like to listen very well. We have, as I'm sure you've seen, he's very wild.
Yes, all of them are quite like that. I've been chasing them all around the multiverse, honestly, at this point. He looks at you and realizes that everything that he's been saying, right. I understand that this is probably a lot. There's a talking squirrel in front of you. There's a thing you've never heard about. Do you know anything? And as he continues to talk, he stops mid-sentence and starts to sniff the air. And he goes, wait. Are you a Rift Warden?
Yes, I am. I protect the rift in Narnia. Maybe you've been there. It leads to the Feywild.
No, I've never been there. I've heard stories of Rift Wardens, though. You have the scent of someone who's a part of this plane, but also tied to another plane. So I kind of figured maybe this is wonderful. Sorry, I am from a different world
Yes.
entirely.
I had a funny feeling that was the case.
Yes. I am from a place known as Yisgard. It is floating in the astral sea, a different entire galaxy than this. These creatures, known as lindworms, or, well, the children of Lady Nidhogg, they're kind of, well, have been running amok around the multiverse, kind of. The divine gates have been, like, very, very, very thin recently, and they've been able to traverse them quite easily. So I've had to, well, run after them.
Right, and they just start tearing holes back and forth, and you just put them in a little crystal then, and...
It does not hurt them. Do not worry. I will be taking them back to
Okay,
Yisgard.
that-
And yes,
good.
they actually help. It's a long story. There's a lot. I don't think we have time. But this is wonderful that I'm meeting a Rift Warden, and you did help me with this. I was, well, could you help me with other ones?
Yes, if I come across any more, I think sometimes just a stern talking to helps. I don't know if you quite have the voice for it yet, but maybe you'll find it. And maybe if you have
Maybe.
more of those crystals, I could put them away so
Well,
they don't hurt anyone.
more, not the crystal, but I do have a way for you to contact me if you would like that. You could contact me if you find another one, and, well, I can bring it back home.
Yes, I think that would be wonderful. If I can help, I would love to.
Great. And he starts to rummage into his bag in his pocket, and he pulls out what looks like this very ornately built, but from a different universe entirely, wind chime, as he hands it to you.
This is beautiful, thank you.
Yes, if you find another one of these running around, just play that wind chime, and I will show up.
Okay, this is a pleasure, and if I can help as a Rift Warden, I think this is my duty to help. And I will make sure that these very young, wily creatures get home.
Of course. Well, it was great meeting you. What was your name?
Yursa.
Yursa. Well,
Yes.
I have to be off now. I need to travel to another world again. And
Okay.
he turns around, and his little squirrel feet start walking away, and as he's walking away, you just see him disappear.
Goodbye. Alright. It is past My bedtime.
Yes, it does feel like a dream.
Yeah, I think she just kind of stands in the alleyway for a second, and she kind of looks at this wind chime. Part of her wants to ring it, but she thinks better of it, and she just slowly puts it away.
Okay, you can add Ratatasker's wind chime to your
Yay!
items.
I shall. That's cute.
That was crazy.
I thought I was gonna die until I did. Until I
you
wasn't.
didn't.
Until it was.
So you hit.
I need
So-
some spelling.
You head back into the tavern for the night.
Wow.
Anything else anybody wants to do?
The thing is, does Yrsa even try to explain what just happened to her?
I think she walks in, and whoever's downstairs, she's like, "I'm gonna go to bed. Good night."
I think it was probably right as Rian and Gideon finished up their conversation. I like to imagine the two of them just look at each other like, all right.
I think it's a tomorrow kind of thing.
It is a tomorrow kind of thing. Yep.
Good night, Rian.
All right. Good night.
All right. So, all of you head to bed.
Wait, sorry, I had one more thing.
Okay.
All right. Gideon will
Ratatasker
knock-
shows up for this one too.
Oh, sick. Gideon's like, "Oh, my old friend, how are you doing?" No, I'm just kidding. But yes, Gideon will lightly knock on Gak's door just in case he did fall asleep.
Gak was just standing at the door, ready to open it for whatever Gideon shows up.
Oh.
Hey, Gideon.
Hey, Gak. Mind if I come in?
Yeah, I was just about to say, come on in.
No, thank you. Sorry that took so long.
Oh no, that's okay.
How's the ring fit?
I think it's perfect.
Thank you. It's not my most beautiful piece of work, I admit, but
No, I think it's beautiful.
I kind of had 1.5 legs at the time in my defense. Anyways, I was wondering if you'd be willing to do an experiment with me.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So, you have spells that are not destructive by nature, yes?
Yes.
Which one would you say is your favorite?
Gak pulls out his spell book and starts flipping through the pages, and Gideon can see that there's a lot more spells in there now than when they left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Gideon
man.
smiles at that.
Oh, well, so I got some that are like pretty cool,
Mhm.
but I think the ones I use the most are probably well, I use alarm every night so I can make sure if anyone comes into my room, and I always like mage hand is fun, the little magic floating hand. And then sending, I like sending because I like to talk to people and send messages to them.
Those are all good. I was hoping for something a little bit more visual. Would you be okay if we used like Misty Step as an example? You have that one, right?
Sure, yeah. No, that one's one of the cool ones, but I feel like I don't use it as much.
Yeah, I like that one too. Okay, can you flip to the page in your book for me for that one?
Yes.
And when you flip to the page, you see the runic circle, and there's two stick figures. One is drawn with like a dotted outline, and they both just have a bunch of like smoke and scribbles around them, with an arrow going to the one.
All right, and can I see that? And Gideon extends his hand for the book.
Yes, be careful.
I've always been careful with it.
I know, it's just there's a lot going on with it right now.
I see. Okay. And Gideon will kind of look at it for a second, and then he'll shut the book, and because like he'll have like taken a seat, and he'll shut the book and just kind of like set it on his leg as he looks at Gak. Okay. Try to cast the spell. And Gideon does not give the book back.
Okay.
How big is the room?
Not 30 feet.
Right.
Well,
This is supposed to be a nice establishment. What do you mean? No, I'm
it
just
is
kidding.
30 feet. Never mind. I forgot you're in the Sapphire Chalice. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
misspoke.
hold it.
Gak's gonna look over to the other side of the room and try to make it all the way over there, and he's gonna try to cast Misty Step.
Okay. I will say by this point you did attune to the ring.
Okay.
As you go to cast Misty Step, there is a slight delay, a slight sputter in the spell.
Gideon, I
But
don't
you
think anything is.
You focus as you say that. You focus more. The ring itself lights up ever so slightly, and in an instant, you are Misty Stepped across the room.
Gonna happen with. Oh. Hey, that's pretty cool. So what? So. Explain.
Well, I've had a theory about you for a little while that I have been unable to test. But you said that you were able to do magic when you got this, holding up the artifact. And obviously I identified it. It's an item of great power, of course. But I'm still not convinced that it's just... I don't think anyone that picks this up could do as well with it as you've been doing. I mean, Gak, what circles of magic do you have access to now?
Oh. All of them are circles.
True.
And he like points to the runes that are in them. They're all. I mean, there's a lot of. I don't know. I haven't counted because I lose track.
I mean, Gideon's at least seen you cast like 3rd level spells, right? He hasn't been around for 4th, but he's at least seen you cast a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And he's done sending to Gideon.
That's true. Okay, yeah. Well, I know you have at least access to the 3rd circle, which, Gak, that's higher magic than even I'm capable of. And that's no small feat. I mean... And he just kind of thinks for a moment, it's just... I just want you to know that the book needs you, you don't need the book. And I don't know what you're going to do with this power that you're getting. And I'm not saying don't use the book, like that's not what this is. I'm not trying to take it from you or anything like that, but I just never want you to doubt that like when you're out here doing all this stuff, it's you. Does that make sense?
Do you really think so?
You just proved it. Magic isn't something that, you know, you say words in a proper order and it's just done. It's a talent, it's a gift. And this book, you know, maybe they're training wheels, for lack of a better word, for you. Maybe they helped you get started. But you're running. And they didn't make you run. But here you are. And, you know, look at what you're doing. This isn't... I don't know. And Gideon will kind of stand up with like his cane, walk over and hand the book back to Gak. I just thought for whatever path you wanted to take forward, you should know that, you know, magic and your connection to it will always be a part of you. Just as it is for me.
You know, there's a magic school here in town, and I went there to try and learn stuff, and they told me that they have nothing they could teach me and that I should be a teacher.
That's a very high compliment.
Yeah, and I also don't even know how I would be able to teach. I told them about how I tried to teach you, and it didn't quite work.
I mean, I did learn it eventually. I just had to figure it out in my own way, just like you did. You didn't fail. You helped me get there. It just took me a bit. Gak, sometimes you can do all the right things. And sometimes you can still trip and stumble, and that's not weakness or fault. Sometimes that's just life. The question is just, do you keep going or do you stop?
Well, thank you, Gideon.
If I did like a general insight on Gak, how's he kind of feeling right now?
Gak, he's, I don't know, it's almost like he's overwhelmed, but only in the sense of like something he's thought to be true for so long, he's unsure of. So he's just kind of, he's very contemplative.
Okay. Well, it's getting late, so I should probably let you get your rest. We have a lot to do in the morning, yes?
Yeah, and we'll need to update you on all the stuff that's happened, because a lot of stuff has been going on.
Yes, the stuff that I have no idea about. I definitely need you to tell me about that.
Yeah, I will. It's going to take a long time.
Gideon will walk by and he'll kind of just like give Gak a gentle pat on the arm. I'm proud of you, Gak.
Thank you, Gideon. I love you.
I love you too, buddy. And Gideon's about to hit the door, then he stops. I'm super sorry. I've been incredibly rude. Can I say goodnight to Chip? I haven't seen him yet.
Yes, of course.
And you see, as Gak says, yes, of course, he like kind of looks to his left, and as he looks to his left, Chip crawls out from his hood on the right side.
Classic.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, buddy. Kept an eye on Gak like I asked. Thank you very much. I'll try to pick up some of the slack that I left for you guys when I was gone. Okay, I already apologized. There's no need to get personal. Okay, I'm gonna go now. He wasn't that mad. I'm just feeling guilty.
As Gideon heads out, Gak goes,
Hey, Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say you look as good and unique as ever.
I know. Thanks, Gak.
Also, I know this is kind of awkward now, but I think we're sharing rooms, so if you want to just stay here.
Oh, sick. Cool.
Okay, cool. You can walk out and come back in later if you want to.
No, I think I'm okay, but thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem.
I am going to be working for a little bit, though. I'll try to be quiet.
Oh, that's okay. I sleep like a...
Goliath?
Yeah.
As I suspected. My powers of deduction have never failed me.
So, after the conversation, and you all head to bed, Gak, you do attune to that item. You can refresh your character sheet. There's a new item known as an Arcanite Ring inside of your inventory.
Oh yeah, it also makes your spells stronger. I forgot to tell you that part.
Yeah, so just for those listening, it has charges equal to the wearer's highest spellcasting modifier, which is a 3 for you currently, I believe so. You may expend 1 charge to roll an extra damage dice when you cast spells. Or, if you cast a healing spell, if whoever attunes to this, you can also roll an extra healing dice. And it resets daily at dawn.
Nice.
That's awesome. Gideon's so
So-
freaking cool.
So, with that, we get to Elysius the 11th.
After
It is.
28 real world days, it's finally the second day.
Yes. You all wake up the next morning, refreshed. You can hit the long rest button if you've taken damage. What do the Seekers of Insomnia want to do? You
I
are
have a
supposed to. Sorry, you are supposed to meet with Orion in the morning.
I have a quick meeting with Basil before group shenanigans get out of hand.
And we
It-
need to go over everything, like everything, with him really quick. Like crack a dawn.
Okay, I will say
Busy
it's 6
day.
o'clock in 6 o'clock in the
Mm.
morning. You guys need to meet Orion. I don't remember if I told you a time. I'm going to tell you one now. It's 8 o'clock
You said midday the other
midday.
day. Sorry.
That's even better for
Perfect.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is better.
All right, we can wake up 7 a.m. waking up in the morning. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Vaya's not getting up that early. Also, he's in none of y'all's room.
We know where he's at.
Fair enough.
No,
We
you
know.
don't.
Oh,
no,
okay,
you have
never
no
mind.
fucking clue.
That's
You
true. He
guys know.
vanished.
We can assume.
Oh, blurry trouble.
Those-
Oh, hi, Trouble.
He's just the black baller.
Yeah. Yeah. Gideon's gonna knock on Basil's door come morning.
You hear creak of a bed and some soft footsteps, and she creaks open the door. Oh, good morning, Gideon. What can I help you with?
It's done, and he just holds up the shield.
Oh, does it look any different than?
Yeah, definitely. There's a it just in general looks very magical, like all across. Like there's kind of like that sheen glow of just like a magical effect. And then in the very center, you know those like Viking shields or like Boromir, where it's like kind of rounded and it's like clearly it's like meant for like a blade to kind of like get deflected off of. So it has one of those, but there's also like kind of three kind of like air nomad, just kind of like the wind symbols, for lack of a better
Ooh.
expression.
Nice.
Ah. But yes, and he'll just hold it out.
This is so beautiful. Can I ask what you specifically did with it besides just the design?
Can I show you instead?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we're gonna head all the way over here to like the far side of the room.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, I have enhanced its natural defensive properties. It's a +1 now, and along with that, it can do this. Okay. So brace yourself for an attack. No, with the shield.
Oh.
You hold the shield up.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
You put up your dukes like you were gonna punch me. All right. Still not how I'd use a shield, but you do you. And then they're better. And then
I don't know how to do it on camera.
you're fine. You're fine. All right. So you're going to feel this slight connection to the magical device. Do you feel it? You've worked with magical items before.
Yes, I can feel it.
You're going to feel a sort of magic kind of like tug on you in a second and just basically push it back as hard as you can. Understand?
Okay.
All right. And with that, Gideon's going to go and he's just going to deliver like a punch to the shield. And you will feel that magical thing.
Mm.
And as soon as that happens, there is this very just like compact, just like of air that blasts out, and Gideon was expecting it, and you see that he just slides back on the ground, just like kind of barely maintaining his foothold, but
Oh,
he slides back
wow.
like 15 feet from the attack.
Holy cow.
Whew, okay, that had more power in it than I was expecting. That's good to know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you
so
got. Go ahead.
all I have to do is just like mind push it and the person will fly back as far as you did?
Yes, so to explain it in boring terms, the shield has 4 charges. While holding it, the wielder can use a reaction immediately after being hit by a melee attack to expend one of the shield's charges and push the attacker up to 15 away. The shield regains 1d4 expended charges daily at dawn.
Oh,
Sorry, I tried to
okay,
clam
so in
it up, but
boring
sometimes it's
terms,
best to be straightforward.
In boring terms, I have to wake up each morning and really connect with this shield, and then whenever someone strikes against me is when I can only use it
Correct.
in a cool way.
I mean, it's still a +1 all the time. I feel like you're kind of glossing
All the
over
time.
that.
But the
all the time.
the wind.
Yeah, that's limited because magic is limited. Sorry.
Right. You said did you say 4 times, Ryan?
It starts with 4. So I mean, you're down to 3
Okay.
now, unless John's okay with us hand waving an example off.
Nah, you're down to 3.
Oh.
All right, down to 3. Hope that doesn't get you
4.
killed later today. I'll feel guilty.
4
Don't piss off
daily
Orion.
wind punches.
Wind punches.
Attune every morning.
Can
Plus
you send her
1.
the specifics of it, Ryan?
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be
totally.
nice. I'm putting the basics in the notes that I make,
Yep.
as
hang
if
on.
I actually go back and read my notes because I don't.
There you go.
Thank you.
And also, it pushes them up to 15 feet away. So I mean, if you only wanted to push them 5 or 10 feet, you could. But
Okay.
that is just an option to keep in mind.
So okay, up to 15 feet. I'm gonna copy and paste this.
Okay. So, after this conversation, after the display with this new shield that you have, you all make your way downstairs, I assume?
Yes.
Well, are we gonna talk in private? Because we can have food delivered, right? This is a nice place.
You do whatever you guys wish to do.
I would.
This
Are you
definitely
talking
seems
in
like a
private?
private convo, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, or maybe ask
You are-
Marathel if we can meet somewhere privately where he can do his soundproofing thing. Bubble.
Yes.
So you want to
Pop
ask Marathel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You go down and you know where Marathel's door is. This is funny to me. You go and you knock. Marathel says, "Can you please get that?"
Yeah, yeah, he's probably in his, like, pants, and he's, like, putting on his shirt, so he, like, tosses it to the side and gets the door. And he, like, opens it, and he's like... And he goes to shut it, but then he doesn't. He's like, good morning.
Morning.
I hope your pants are on because we need to speak in private.
They're on. As he, like, turns, he's like, did you need something?
Yes, we need to talk to Gideon before we
Hello.
go to all of our meetings.
Right. Here? Now?
Well, we were hoping now, so that we have enough time to explain everything, answer questions, give him time to be shocked, and then go to the meetings.
I love being shocked.
Alright,
You
sure.
hear Marathel from behind. Me too.
Oh my god.
Hey, he gets it.
Yeah, I guess Vey would turn, he's like, is there a place we can talk where no one will overhear us?
Are you asking me?
Yes, you.
I mean, I could do the thing. Yes. Anywhere? Where's preferable for you and your party?
Wherever no one can hear us, whether it be in a different room, one of our rooms, if you know of a better private place, that would be preferred.
Follow me. And he gets up out of bed, and as he gets up out of bed, one of his robes kind of waves over, and he puts his hands through it and ties it as it kind of flies over, and he walks out. Says, "Come." He doesn't have his chalice in hand, but as he's walking, he does flick his finger, and you see the chalice remove itself from the top of a dresser and start floating. He grabs it.
It has orange juice in it because it's the morning, you know? Vey
Sure.
is gonna like grab it. No, I'm joking. Vey is gonna grab his stuff and like pull his shirt on and then just head out.
So, Maritho leads you into the kitchen. You can see a very beautiful, opulent kitchen. Everything looks brand new, sparkling, clean. He leads you into the pantry that is large. As he leads you into the pantry, he looks down. Can someone lift that for me? And he looks down to the latch on the door that leads down.
Oh my god.
Um,
Yeah, they would. He leans down, he's like, Your Highness, as he pulls open the latch.
So, he leads you all down to the cellar, where you see wine casks and you see food stored. As you walk down further and further, and as the sound of the tavern dissipates in the background, there is nothing but silence. As you then see him flick his fingers in this open space as a bubble starts to appear and then disappear. He flicks his fingers again, and chairs enough for all of you and a single table in the center appear in the middle of the room. He goes, "Is this good enough?"
Wonderful. Thank you.
Now, don't kill each other while you're down here. Goodbye. And he just walks off
Thank
and
you.
disappears, leaving you all down there by yourself.
They're chairs.
Yeah, there's chairs for each of you.
Okay.
So,
Gideon grabs a chair and takes a seat, leans
Yeah.
back.
Joe, can you remind me quickly, like bullet points, what all you told Gideon last night?
Yeah, so Rian just would have told him from when we left Sangsa to getting here as factual and cutting out like the minor details, like not going over travel details, probably not discussing the wolf thing that Yursa did, or meeting the I want to say he was a Loxodon, but he definitely wasn't.
Bearfolk?
Bearfolk, yeah. Probably not meeting him, right? Trying to make sure that he was giving the really important key information, so Gideon could like have an idea of what he was getting into. And then in detail, everything that he could remember from the dinner with Oberyn. And especially, just in case, Ryan, it wasn't something I know you'd watched the past few episodes, but especially remarking about Rian meeting his sister and how she is hunting members of this cult of the Deep Father, and how Basil's sister and dad have those marks on their hands or on their body, symbolizing that they're members of that cult.
Mm-hmm.
And then how he saw Yursa have that conversation, but doesn't know what she talked about exactly.
So real quick, before we get knee deep into this, I'm just going to have Gideon talk. If he brings up something that you're like, oh, he wouldn't know that or we would have left that out, just correct me and let me know.
Mhm.
I will.
Because also, as a viewer, I'm not going to lie, it's harder to remember details when you're not actively playing the game week to week. So if I
I got
misspeak
you.
or forget a bunch of names and shit, well, too bad. That's the price of having me back. Anyways.
We got you.
Also, I typed in the chat, but as you sit there, food does appear.
Oh,
Breakfast.
yes.
God. Vey just smiles and he's like, That's the most useful man ever. And he
Wow.
sits.
Wow.
He's like a toolbox.
All right.
I mean, I'm just-
that much.
Well, I'm just saying, I've screwed much less useful men. So I'm just saying this is an added bonus.
Fair enough. All
It
right.
comes with utilities. He shrugs.
Well, we have a lot to discuss. And Yurso will also do the same thing and just kind of like I think Basil was gonna jump in with some stuff. Like Yurso's gonna do her best to explain again everything that has happened since we got here. And just everything is there. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Gideon
Just
has
for
a
the sake of time, yeah.
Yeah.
Basil does what happened to her, all of that kind of stuff.
Gideon has a brand new notebook that he is writing down notes furiously in while everyone is talking. Okay,
I suppose you have questions.
a few. So, you're the Raven Queen's daughter.
Yes. Turns out us joking about it was foreshadowing. Who knew?
God, probably.
That's true. She did know. For like 7 of my lifetimes at the moment.
So, you kind of glossed over it a little bit because there was so much information, but how exactly does that
Right.
work? Because they didn't just, like, find you as a baby, right? Like, you were born.
No, so she used to
No.
not be a goddess.
Okay.
She was just like us. She had me as a child. I was about to die. She fought a god. She became a god, helped me survive, but then she couldn't have a relationship with me. So every time I die in the world, she brings me back as a different humanoid. For like probably centuries now. Or decades. I don't know.
But I'm slightly confused because you have a father and a sister.
Yes, so she reincarnates me every
Right.
time I die in the world, but I don't technically come from her physically anymore. She just reincarnates me into a different family. So I have, I guess you could say, mortal parents, but she's ultimately my actual first birth mother.
Fascinating.
Hmm.
Well, unpack that later. We should prioritize. Well, I think it's time we start discussing Blackmore's. What are people thinking? I wasn't here, so while I can share my thoughts, I think it's more important to hear what everyone else is thinking first before I speak.
Honestly, I don't trust him. I don't like the idea of working with him. Because I know what he's done and I know what he's capable of. It twists my stomach to even think about it. But I know my limits. We are strong, we are capable of so much. But if we do say no to him now, we might have some time. But how much time do we really have? If we say yes, if we continue to play his game, we buy ourselves more time to get stronger, to figure out the best way to deal with him. And that's what I'm thinking. I don't like it, and I don't want to work with him. But I don't know if there is an option that allows us to... that buys us any more time.
Thank you, Ryan. Who's next? Oh boy. Don't make me call on someone.
Okay,
Please.
I'll go.
Thank you.
Ryan learning what it's like to be a teacher in a high school.
That's why I changed majors, baby.
I will say Ursa is purposely staying quiet for a bit.
Okay. So, I don't know. I default to the group.
Insight
Okay, who's
check.
next?
Wait, does Gak actually feel that way?
Yes. he
Does Nick believe that Gak feels that way?
I believe that Gak has opinions that he doesn't realize he has. So I do think he feels that way.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Fair enough.
But he does seem pretty genuine about it.
I spoke after everyone left. I said if he wanted to kill me in that moment, he did not. I'm here. I would not have said that if I had thought he would actually do it. I think I said it in a weird way to get some sort of trust, maybe to point. I don't know. But when we were talking, and maybe I'm very wrong, and that's okay. I am just as right as I am wrong. There was a very sad look in his eyes. He's done a lot of awful, terrible things, and I don't know if there is forgiveness in that. And I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying that in fewer words, he treats the world as the world treats him. And unfortunately, I think that he has been dealt a very bad hand and lacks the willpower or the fight to do anything about it. And instead, he is resulting to what is easy. And that is fear and whatever this is. Does any of this help our choice? No. But I think that deep down inside there might be a little bit of a man left in there. I don't know if it's worth saving. I just think that there's something else to all of this, that we might not have the whole picture. In regards to working with him, I don't like that he refers to us as mercenaries and that we just kill people because we kill people. I think we all made it very clear in there that that's not what we do. But if he wants those wine caskets gone, don't we also? And he says that these enemies of his are people who are doing wrong things in the world, and if we can get rid of a few more wrongdoers and make some corrections to some mistakes. I don't know if there's a right answer here. That's all.
Thank you, Yursa.
Trying.
Go ahead.
Trying to keep the party's best interest in mind. I would say I'm a mixture of both what Rianne and Yosa said. Definitely keep an enemy's closer ideology, I think, will almost always apply to us depending on the situation. I fear that if we don't bite the bullet and assist, it could come back to severely hurt us in the future. But it could hurt us now if we help. I think it's something that If he wanted us to be gone, I think it's possible he would have already done it. As strong as I think our group is, we are outnumbered. And I think the fact that he trusts his enemies to do something that he doesn't personally want to do when he has so many people who could assist him, I think that does say something. Now, who's to say we help and then he turns around and immediately stabs us in the back? It's possible. I do truly think no matter which decision we make, there are almost equal pros and cons. It just depends on what we want to deal with. That may not be helpful, but
Honesty is always helpful. They.
Vey smiles upon being called on and kind of looks up and he's like, I'm trying so hard to be nice right now, which is why I'm not talking, because I'm not putting the words together. But let me be blunt. I don't trust any of you around this man. And had it been a different group of people, I would say, yes, we should contribute to subterfuge and do it. But I don't think any of you have a clear head with this man. The words admirable were thrown around in that conversation. Respect, I do believe. There's this sympathy that's happening here, and I'm just... Are we forgetting that he turned an entire group of people into monsters that must feed upon their own kind, living in a perpetual hell, and we're having sympathy for this man? I'm just... Where's the logic here?
Did you not hear anything I said?
No, I
said
heard it.
The man is a monster. He is. Very clear, very plainly. He needs to die. I don't think that without getting rid of the monster you can save the man. I think that's plainly obvious. But for you
Right.
to address us like that, is there something that we've done, Vey?
No, actually. It's just I think I've said it from the start, I think we're very underwhelming as a group of people who should be overwhelming in this situation. I don't think we're prepared for this, and I think that our greatest weakness right now is this abundance of care that we have for every single person we meet.
Because we're just normal people who happen to fall into a party and were thrust into all of these big responsibilities within a month.
Amazing. I realize that. I totally get that. Which is why I personally said maybe we weren't the people for this. You understand how that happened? I said we're not the people for this, and now you're saying we're having a hard time handling it because we're just normal people, and I said, yes, that's probably right. You know?
Right, then why don't you go out and find the right people for this then?
Why would I do that?
Maybe I was wrong, and I am thinking way too hard about something that is not that difficult to see. I didn't mean to cause any unrest within ourselves. I was just reflecting on something that I thought I saw, but again...
Yusa, you don't have to apologize.
No!
You are naturally so kind and understanding.
Yes,
and we
but
need more of that in our group.
I also think that that is a problem.
Not-
And I think that we should prepare ourselves the best way we can when we don't know what this man is going to do. He's unpredictable. I don't think he cares nearly as much as we care. And that's the sad truth. I mean, he said it himself. He is going to do whatever he can to neutralize a threat. And if he sees us as a threat, then I just think we need to make a decision on if we want to go along with the plan, the scheme for now, or if we want to confront him head on. Gideon, what do you think? I apologize. Faye, if you weren't finished, I'm sorry. I did not mean to cut you off. I just needed to apologize.
No, it's fine. I wasn't expecting an apology out of you. So, it's not an issue. Besides, I'm always outnumbered in this group and my opinion doesn't truly matter, so I'll hold my peace from now on.
Your
That's
opinion
not true,
does
eh?
matter.
No, it doesn't, because
Yes, it
apparently...
does. Yes, it
Oh.
does. And I am tired of hearing you say that. We let you talk. We listen to you. We try and come to a conclusion where all parties are happy. But the issue is that you never seem to be happy. And I'm sorry. The decisions we make seem to make you so unhappy. I thought I made it clear from the start. From when we first started this, I want you to be happy. I want you to feel like you're making a difference. I want you to feel something about this other than anguish and disgust. You are so strong and so brave and so good. We can handle this. It's just hard.
I will never be happy. What would make me happy is people that I could implicitly trust that they can handle themselves, that they can make sure that each other are going to make it to the end of the day. I can't do with all of you. You're all good people. You're all good friends. But at the end of the day, do I think if I was in a fight, would I want Basil at my back? Because no, I wouldn't. And it's not because I don't...
Why are you here? Why are you
it's
still
not
with
that
us?
I don't trust your friendship. I don't trust your ability.
Day
I
in
don't
and day
trust
out,
your-
what have we proved?
What
We've
have we
made it
proved?
to the end of the day. Every single day.
Made it to the end of the day. Half the party lays dead half the time. Do you know how many times I've had to act as a healer, despite the fact that that is not what I am trained to? Do you know how many times I've had to run? The amount of times people fall. It is... I've never seen such a thing.
I'm
And
so
but
glad
we make
you
it.
had the privilege to be trained. I never got that. I learned everything on my own, and I may not be the best healer. I may not be the best fighter. I may not be the person that anybody would want to choose to be in a fight with. But the fact that my trying is just being thrown under a wagon.
Trying doesn't keep people alive. This is not you're learning, and this is time for learning experience, and we're all growing together. I'm tired
What
of
do you
hearing that.
expect me to do?
We
That
have
is
the
all I can
world
do.
resting. We have the world resting on our shoulders. We don't have time to try. We don't have time for effort. We don't have time. We don't have
Then what
time
do
for
you
all
want
of
me
you.
to do?
I want you all
What
to
do
be
you
better.
want me to do?
I want you all.
Gideon, what do you
Then how do you
think we
do
should
that, Vay? You practice and you try.
All right, that's enough. That is enough. Absolutely enough. You're all acting ridiculous. So
So as
stop.
this happens, as you say this, all of you see branches and weeds start to grow from the ground around you, and then subside again.
We're going to sit down and we are going to talk like adults. We're not going to yell at each other, and we're not going to accuse each other of not being trustworthy and not being there for each other. What is this solving? We are doing exactly what he wants us to do. We are tearing ourselves apart from the inside out. Because of a decision we have to make. Now we're done. Gideon, what do you think?
Gideon kind of has his eyes shut as he kind of seems to be thinking over what everyone's saying. I don't know Oberyn. He's a creature of intelligence, which means he can be reasoned with, but we already know that he's planning as much of a full-scale invasion as he's capable of. I don't know how comfortable I am in putting the lives of so many up to chance. I also think that if we're going to make a move against Oberyn, we've been presented with an opportunity to do it here. Here, he has far less guards. Not quite as much of a home terrain advantage as his own home. We could make that work for us. I think if we are going to take a shot at him, it has to be here.
Well, my opinion is we don't take a shot at him at all. We just tell everyone about him. And we have a perfect opportunity with that today with Orion.
Elaborate.
Marathel's brother is the head of education here, and he's on the council. So, my opinion is we tell him every single thing we know, and we let them handle their borders.
I must be honest, I don't particularly care for that idea.
Why?
With this invasion, we don't know what Oberyn has planned. We already saw with Ophelia and Kyrian that while they may have gone against orders, they're experimenting with ways to gain the advantage in numerous possibilities. That's just the one that we are aware of and we accidentally stumbled across. We have no idea what else he's holding up his sleeve.
Right. Did we forget that Marathel's not exactly a human? Did we all forget that? And that his brother most likely is not either?
I don't get what you're saying.
They're dragons. I'm suggesting we tell them how to handle it, and I feel like that might be the best. Like I said, he's utilitarian.
If the party is interested in that idea, I don't necessarily have qualms. What does everyone else think?
I think the two of them have probably gone to great lengths to preserve their secret, but perhaps in this scenario they'd be willing to break it. Perhaps.
I
As
mean,
long as we're not throwing them under the bus and they're completely fine with it.
why would they have to break the secret? They just have to know what's happening. They don't have to be in the same place. No one would know. Their human forms look different for a reason, no? I mean, that's how they remain disguised. Why would anyone have to know? And I'm sure the other council members are at least aware of the two creatures living in the city. You asked me to find people who are better for the job. I'm happy to oblige.
If that's what we want to do, then we can do that.
I mean, we will see Warren in a few hours. If he'd be willing to listen. And there's no reason not to believe us. I mean, why would we make up such a lie about vampires being in the city just to cause chaos? And there was proof of the attack the other.
Gek?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I'd want to be a teacher.
You'd be a lovely teacher.
Yeah, nice and calm life. Can hang out here and teach little kids how to do magic and inspire people.
You can stay if you want. You can have that life.
I know.
If that's what you truly want.
And Gak just kind of sits back in his seat.
I want to go back to my home. But I don't have one anymore. Maybe that's why I'm still in this party, because I have nowhere to go. And I want to do the right thing. So, if there are better people for the job, I say we should let them do it.
And I think we should get ready to head to the meeting and hope that that's something that they're all right with doing.
I want to drink, so that's where I'm going. And Vey will stand up and push the chair in with his tail and start walking towards the door.
Chair makes no sound when you do it.
The chair makes no sound. It's well oiled. It's on casters.
You realize everything else.
So
you
wait,
do is
even
your
we
voice
can't
out.
hear it? Even we can't hear it if we're like in the little
It's not real,
silence
apparently.
bubble?
No, he doesn't get his chair slam moment.
Oh no, he's not slamming it. He's just
Oh, he's
pushing
just-
it.
okay.
He's just pushing it in. He's not being rude about it.
Okay.
Either the floors are well lubricated, or the silence spell is making everything except your voices silent.
Lubricated.
Yeah.
Good word.
That's a great word.
We still have a couple, like an hour or so before he gets here, right?
We're going to
I mean,
him.
Oh,
Are
we're
we
going to him.
going to
Sorry, my
him?
bad.
Unless
How
you
long
guys
did-
took 3 hours to converse just now, you guys have like 2.
2
we'll
hours. How long
say-
does it take to go to where he is?
So
It's the Emerald
Oh.
Groves. So
it
Emerald
is the
Groves.
Emerald Castle where
right.
you were heading.
Oh, the castle.
So,
Okay.
I know you all have a paper. That gains you access to it, or at least
Yes, we do.
I believe you guys have a paper that says you have an
Yes.
appointment with this at
Yes.
this time.
Everyone but Gideon.
Yeah.
We
We can scribble his name on there. in the
Yeah, we
corner.
got our Google Calendar confirmation email. So
Gideon
So.
can study calligraphy.
How long do the rest of you stay down there until you
I
get
mean,
up and
I
leave?
mean, like nothing else to talk
Basil's
about.
gonna go to her room.
and get up and go.
So, one after another, you get up, you go upstairs. Vey, you get your drink.
The mimosa.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Morning mimosa.
mimosas.
Like not enough to get tipsy, just enough.
Take
Just
the edge
a
off.
bit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how you pour a little whiskey and coffee and you're like, I'm good for the day.
This is good.
A
Yeah.
mimosa. A mimosa. A little bit more so.
So, you all head upstairs and gather your things.
I will say, as
Mhm.
we're leaving, I don't know who's like the last to leave the room. I assume Gideon probably.
Probably.
Gak's
Gonna-
probably lingering as well.
Kind of going back to a conversation long ago. Ursa is just going to look at Gideon and say, it's kind of under her breath, I told you so. And she's going to leave.
Wait, what did I miss? Do I know about this?
Yeah, this happened in front of everybody. It is a very.
I know. I'm trying to remember. There's so much that's happened.
I don't even think Ryan knows it.
I think
Okay.
I know. I think I know what you're calling back to.
But she's just gonna go sad and sit outside in some flowers. Go ruin someone's garden.
Ruin.
Just go flop down in someone's flower bed.
The person
can
in the
grow
house
more,
just
don't
opens the
worry.
window and gets ready to say something, sees how
Just
sad
make-
Yrsa is, and just goes, "All right."
Oh,
You're crying. Be like, you know what? It's fine. When you get up, just
Whatever.
make more flowers.
Yeah. Also, right.
Here's
Yes.
Oh, I was right. Yay.
Yrsa, I will say, as you left the room, you did notice that there is almost like one of those fairy circles you see out in the wild, where there's just mushrooms and stuff in a circle. Except this is branches and grass that has peered through the stonework of this floor in a circle around the table itself.
Interesting. Yeah. She would try to push that from her mind, but head outside.
So
I think that Rian would he would go up to his room just to gather his things, but then he would go outside to also be out in nature and kind of see Yrsa, and would because we still have like an hour left, he would walk up and say, just one question.
Yes.
I feel like I've gotten really good at portrait or at landscapes or painting. Do you mind if I try a portrait? It's just that the setting is it's very nice. I think it fits you well, so I'd like to try.
Sad on the ground.
There's something very
Yes.
artistic about it, you know?
You may.
Thank you.
I never wanted more than someone to capture my anguish. She says that with a smile.
Yeah. So do you want me to turn the frown to a smile in the painting, or just capture the moment in its authenticity?
You should paint what you see.
Right. Rian's never done a portrait. This is not gonna look good.
A stick figure with a
Performance check
sad
with-
face.
performance
Hate
check
me
without
like one of
advantage.
your French girls.
I was gonna
Or
type that
like
in
what
chat.
what Evrand's
Performance, yeah.
version of the French is.
Maybe like one of your Alden girls.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ryan,
Okay,
I'll say
ma-
halfway
Picasso,
through this
I like it.
painting, you get to Yrsa's face and you start painting and you look and you go, ooh. And then you just throw that one out. You throw that one out, you start again.
Do you want me to make another performance?
Yeah.
check? Okay. He'll save it for funsies, but he'll get there and he'll be like, I want you to know that I'm gonna start over because of the respect that I have for you.
Rian, while you're drawing, I don't want you to comment. I just want you to hear. Can you do that?
Mhm.
I think I made a mistake, and I'm sorry. You drew my nose too big.
I don't think, and it kind of holds up the brush and like the thumb. Yes, too big, and he'll fix it. Even though with the 16, I feel like it was maybe right. But he will, yes, and he'll do his best to make it smaller. As he turns it around, it's a good caricature.
I think it looks great. Thank
Well,
you.
I'll say that the painting looks really good. The hands need work.
The left eye and the right eye are different. And
Yeah.
it's not fundamentally different. but
Sisters, not twins.
they're- yeah.
Right. I want cousins. Okay.
Oh, I think I'll call her Sa, because she's not Yrsa all the way yet. She's halfway there, though.
More like bold and brash. Belongs in the trap. No,
I wouldn't. This one, and she pulls out the one that's halfway done. That's like SpongeBob level detail of flowers, and like the stick. This one belongs in the trap, but I'll keep it anyway. And
no commenting on what I said.
no, I was just going to say that I think that it's
Yrsa's
quite
going to make
a
like
shame
vines grow
that
out of your
you
mouth. Shut the
trampled their daffodils.
All right. Yrsa doesn't say that. It's very aggressive. She wouldn't say that. Maybe she does. I don't know. There's a new leaf coming around. There's freaking mushrooms growing out of the ground. Yrsa with like druidcraft flowers coming out of your mouth.
See, I thought you could only do that when there was. You could only do that when there was flowers already.
Let's go. And you're just gonna get up out of the ground, dust herself off.
All right.
Is there anything anyone else is doing before you start tracking to the Emerald Castle?
Gak is going to cast Sending to Dio.
Okay, Gak. What do you say to Dio?
Hey Dio, it's Gak. Are you still in town? Want to get drinks tonight? It's Gak. Please respond.
A couple seconds go by and you hear, "Oh, hey, Gak. Yes, I am still in town. I'll be at the Bannered Mare. Just meet me there."
Cool.
Okay. So, as you all, well, awkwardly walk. Yes.
I will say, Vey got cleaned up for this. Like, he put on one of his nice outfits that he has. Or maybe he's just wearing his armor, but he polished it and he makes sure it looks nice. Put on earrings.
Yeah. I assume everyone else kind of gets
No
cleaned
need
up.
for the tunic that has bloodstains on it. I think that's a little inappropriate. Oiled leather. Oiled sword.
Basil still has the razors. in her
Oiled hair.
She's
Nice.
Don't have oiled hair.
Rhiann looks like a WWE wrestler right now, just coming down to the
Just
ring.
Slathered, no. Yeah, Yrsa would have gotten all the dirt off her. Fresh
Oh.
flowers.
Okay, so you all walk through the city. I assume silent. You're not supposed to be that loud. Turn down music.
There's bards in the street.
Do you have any gold? Sorry. You walk and you walk. You eventually do. Oh, is Basil disguised?
yes.
Okay.
She's
Is Pearl?
Pearl. Yeah.
Okay. So, you walk through the tunnel, walk through the archways, you show the Golden Company the invitation that you have. They lead you through and lead you up through the Emerald Groves to another gate. This gate opens, and you all are led up this very elegant stone road. And you can see on the top of the hill this beautiful emerald castle, a gargantuan structure of emerald green and gold accents throughout. It almost looks like the castle itself is made of actual emerald. The light shines through it almost like ice, but reflects in a different way like a mirror. There is this opulence and this beauty as you look up to the 120-foot central tower at this castle. You see this. Yes, that is the Emerald Castle from The Wizard of Oz.
Sick.
Yeah. So, you were led to the central hall, this archway that looks to be 40 feet in height that is completely open. You walk, and every footstep echoes throughout the halls. You can see servants and people of regalia walking through the center of this castle. You are led over to a left or western hallway. As you walk down, you walk past multiple different rooms, multiple different lounge areas, dining halls. It's hard to tell where you are exactly in this castle. It is hard to tell anything other than just everything about this place is massive. Everything is royal. None of you have ever been anywhere quite like this. Even Vey, this place is something out of a storybook. You keep walking and walking, and eventually you get to a singular door. A door that is encased in gold and greens, but more gold. You are led there, and the guards simply say to you, "The Master of Education will see you now." As they knock on the door opens, and you are led in to what looks like a library of sorts. A two-story library with chandeliers hanging from dome glass ceilings. Everything in here is gold, and the accents are red, which is odd because everything else has been green. You see something that looks like this. And if I can find my music.
My dream library.
Good
Where
place to
is
take
it?
a cat
Damn.
and take a nap. Sunshine.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Imagine rain just in the.
Yes.
So nice.
Wait, that's not the one I wanted. What the hell? Here it is. You walk in, you don't see anybody currently. Do all of you enter or wait?
Like,
Say probably wait. Just in case.
And so, enter where? Where are we and what are we entering, I guess? Are we not just in this room?
You are just going to be entering into this room.
Are we like standing
so
in
like
the
you're at the
doorway
threshold
or
and
yeah.
or...
Yeah, you're at the doorway, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
is
If
the
we're
door
escorted
open?
here, I'm sure we can walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gideon will walk in.
Okay. Basil will start going over and casually looking at the books.
Okay. What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, Gnomish, and Sylvan.
There are some that are Sylvan, some that are common, but a lot of the books are many different languages that you do not know.
Mm.
It is hard to tell what languages they are, but some of the books that you can read, like in the Sylvan, some are the history of Isvaria. Some books are about business, some books about speaking and writing. There's everything from the very almost childish type of books to very advanced. Eventually, as you all stand in there, from this spiral staircase walking down, you hear footsteps. You see a hand placed on the railing as you can't see the facial features yet, but you can see long black hair adorning very beautiful robes of red and gold. As he slowly walks down the stairs and says, "What do I call all of you?"
The Seekers of Insomnia.
Adventurers, I assume.
Sure.
With a name like that. And as he walks around, you see this man. Oh, wait. Ooh.
We meet.
What a sad
I like-
emo boy.
I like his
Mhm.
jacket though.
You know what I mean? Look at those eyes. I like how.
Fun fact, I know the person who did this art. They are a Tolkien
Ooh.
artist. I am friends.
That's fair. I can see.
That's cool. Looks great.
So,
Does he have like this demeanor?
Yeah.
Like just kind of okay.
you can see that his facial features mean business. Just
Right.
by looking at him with passive insights, doesn't look like this person likes to waste their time. As he walks around the corner, he says, "So, my brother told me that you all wanted to speak to me about teleportation circles. Put in a good word. However, I wanted to make sure for myself before I give away such a valuable asset to the city. Seekers of Insomnia." And you see him stop mid-sentence and look at you, Basil. "You know, once before I've also seen someone disguising themselves in front of me. Luckily, this time it's not in front of the Queen. Is there a reason for your disguise?"
There is. It's for my safety. I know people in the city, and them knowing I'm here would not be in my best interest.
Very well, then I will not dispel the magic. So, I have many things that I need to attend to today. What is your business here, and why should I give you access to these teleportation circles?
Well, we have come into acquisition of some information that we think is very relevant to you, and we're trying to solve a various amounts of problem that will affect this city and will affect the world at large unless we manage to, well, manage them in a timely manner.
So you're looking for a quick way to get around.
Exactly.
You said a problem with the world at large. What does that mean?
Well, and he'll kind of look around. He's like, "I'm assuming there is no ability for people to overhear our conversation."
You can rest assured, yes.
I'm of the Silver Child family, from the White Quests, from Sangsa.
You can
My
see
father-
as he was stepping down the staircase, he was making his way over to one of the shelves of books. As he reaches out for one of the books, and you say that, he stops, looks over. Go on. I'm now interested.
I am the youngest child, which is why you may or may not know about me. Regardless, my father, as you know, has been guarding something of great importance to us and others, as he kind of looks towards Yrsa, but not like directly at her. Others have also been doing so. These I'm assuming you know what these things are, have been breaking down. And we've been tasked with fixing some of them. However, along the way we've met more than a few problems.
Isn't that the business you all signed up for, as adventurers? I assume you're adventurers, am I correct in that statement?
You could say that, yes. Adventurers is as good a title as any.
Right. Well, when you go into that line of work, you are bound to run into problems. Yes, I'm aware of these issues going around the world, these so-called rifts that are opening or becoming unstable. I believe there's something called rift wardens that should be making sure that is not happening.
Yes, well, in all lines of work, don't you come into problems? But that is not the task. Obviously, being expeditious in our ability to travel would help in that. But we also come with information that directly affects your city that we've run into while on our main, I guess you could say voyage. But it refers to the vampires you all have been courting, and that seem to have very deep pockets in the city and a lot of influence, and are planning something quite bloody right under your nose.
Orion looks to the rest of the party. Does this one speak for all of you? Or do you not all have mouths?
He's doing fine.
Everything
Very
you said
well.
so far is true. They are there.
So you're not only here for the teleportation circles, you're here to give me information that could help my city. Is that correct? Is that your
Correct.
angle? Right. The vampires you speak of, who are they?
Well, I'm assuming you know, a little-known island, more platinum and gold than anywhere else in the world. They lord it over heads, and they're part of a big trade organization. Does that ring any bells?
No, you're going to have to be more specific. Give me exact names.
He smiles. He's like, "Koi, it's the Blackmores."
The Blackmores. Been hearing a lot about the Blackmores recently.
Unfortunately, us as well.
So what information are you giving me? What is your
Um,
name again?
They.
Vey. What is your information about the Blackmores?
Yeah, because we've rehashed this like 4 times this session. He's gonna go through of what was said, like from beginning to from the winery all the way through. And before he does this, he'll hold up a hand. He's like, "I've been told by sources that you would not appreciate me coming to you with this without evidence. So I thought if you would allow me my magic, I could do something to make sure that you would know I'm telling the truth. Or you could do it."
I assume you're talking about a zone of truth.
Indeed.
Do not need such trivial magics to let me know that someone is lying or not.
I'm just trying to be as honest and open and not waste your time, and I thought that might be more expedient, but if you feel it is not needed, then I will not.
I have no doubt that what you are saying you believe to be true. I have no doubt that you probably do have quarrels with the Blackmores. My issue with this, however, is that the Blackmores have not done anything to the government of Isvaria. They have not done anything to slight us in, well, the slightest. We have had trade for over generations with their family, and we have not heard of any wrongdoings on our part. Now, I do not say that you are telling a lie, I am saying that, well, it's hard for me to believe. Why would the Blackmoors cut off their only trade with our empire and the Dagrams? And why would they attack their allies? It makes no sense. We're even building a bridge to their island.
Confidence does that to people.
It does.
Well, you say allies. I think you're using the word incorrectly. I would say food to them.
Oberyn Blackmore, I know, is a very powerful person. I know what he is, I know where he is from, and I know most I need to know about him. I can guarantee you he's not an idiot. He's one of the smartest people I know. I don't
Sure.
think him attacking the mainland sounds like a plan of his.
Well, believe it or not, that is the information we've come across, and we'd rather you be well armed with it. If you choose not to believe me, or us in general, that's your prerogative. I'm just giving it to you. Perhaps you might want to prepare for worst case of scenario. Maybe you don't. It's up to you. And the kingdom, of course.
Make a persuasion check.
Ma. What is my persuasion? 15 plus 7. What is math? 22? 15 plus 7?
Yeah. 22.
22.
My fingers don't lie.
I will say this. As completely random people, having my brother ask me to talk with you for one of our most valuable assets, and then bringing me this information, I'll take a look into it. That's the most I can do and assure you. I'm not going to raise arms against Isle Blackmore because a few adventurers said they might do it to us. But we will do our own investigating. Now, about these teleportation circles. The reason you all came here, correct? Or was that the reason?
No, it was twofold, but one has been taken care of, so the other remains.
He looks at Yrsa. You have odd magics surrounding you.
Yes, my name is Yrsa Moonglade. I am one of the Rift Wardens that Faye has spoken.
Well, it is an honor to meet a Rift Warden.
Thank you. It has more recently become a more challenging title to carry. We aren't asking for these circles to cause trouble or to do any harm. The opposite. I've seen firsthand things that can come out as rifts, and if we have the opportunity to put a stop to it, I would like to help. It is my job, it is my duty. But also I am compelled to do this, and unfortunately my magic and my friend's magic here is not strong enough for us to just freely travel between planes. Any help would be greatly appreciated.
Make a persuasion check. I am curious. a rift warden out here with a group of adventurers. The rifts around, opening, tearing through our, well, existence. Why were you all chosen?
The question of forever.
I think that there are things that happen in this world that we are meant to know the reason for. And there are other things that we aren't. We can either embrace it, or we can fight against it our entire lives and lose. And I am choosing to embrace it. And that is why I am here. That is why we are all here. We may not look like the strongest group of adventurers or the most in sync, but we are here. And we are doing what needs to be done, while others are sitting around doing nothing. There are people who don't even know this is happening. There are people who, when given information, they don't do anything with. We are making a difference, even if it is a small one. At least we're trying. And we are asking you to be a part of that small difference.
Very well said.
Thank you.
It's hard for me. You see, the last time I helped a group of adventurers, one of them did very horrible things later down the line. They even used our teleportation circles to do what they plotted. So you could see my reservations.
Completely understandable.
Once we can close these rifts, we don't have any use for them anymore. There's no need to travel between planes once we know that there is safety and no more cracks. Again, we are not on any sort of vacation. And I do feel comfortable speaking for everyone here in this, that we don't have any ulterior motives. I am just a simple person trying to protect my home. And now this threat affects everyone's home.
So you've come to save the world.
A small
die
difference. Yrsa looks at Basil.
It seems like no one else is willing to try. So if not us, then who?
Well, I cannot speak to the others, because they have not walked through my threshold to ask me for teleportation circles to save the world, so I guess you're doing a lot more than the others would. I don't mean to sound irritated or upfront about these things. You have to understand, as the Master of Education and Arcana, this is one of my sole responsibilities, and I give these to the wrong people, then the wrong things happen. However, I can tell you all mean well. I can tell that this is something that you all need. So, I will grant you access to the teleportation circles. But know that your every move between those teleportation circles will be tracked. You will know where you're going, where you are leaving, how many and who comes with you. precautions we must take.
It's
You can
absolutely
see
fine with us.
you can see that he pulls a scroll out of his pocket and places it on the table. You all can, well, I guess Rian would see this. Rian, you would see this. As the light kind of hits his eyes, you see like this glimmering gold from both of the eyes, more reptilian than elven. As he kind of wishes his hand in a pen or a quill, not a pen, those don't exist, apparates in his hand. He starts writing. And then he takes two fingers, and in between the two fingers, this sigil, similar to Marathil's sigil, the golden dragon, but more regal and more ornate, in like almost like a circle, almost like the House of the Dragon symbol without the multiple heads. As he touches the paper, and you hear this sizzling, he pulls up the scroll. Hands it to Gak.
Hi. What is this?
It gains you access to the teleportation circles. I can tell that you have a very high capability of magic behind you, so I'm giving it to you.
You see Gak, a little bit of confusion goes over his face, and then he immediately just tries to feign confidence.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
He's a very strong and powerful being. It's in good hands with him.
So, is there anything else that the Seekers of Insomnia want to ask me? Are you raising your hand in game?
Yeah, no, he puts his hand up, like claws and all.
Yes.
What's your brother's favorite color?
In an instant, all of you feel a wishing of air past you as you see his hand flick, and all of you are thrown out of his office.
Well.
But not just thrown out of the office. You hit ground as you are now
God.
somewhere in the city outside of the Emerald Grove and
Jesus.
the Emerald Castle.
Nice.
You'll never know.
I'll never know. I have an idea that it's blue, like sapphire, but I'm just not sure. I wanted to confirm, but apparently I'll never know now.
You all land all on top of each other. Ow. All of you just feeling horrible right now because it feels like you fell like 50 feet, but you
Oh.
didn't. What?
God, I
Gak,
can't feel my leg. Oh, right.
Oh my
too
god,
soon?
shut up!
I mean, I guess you're allowed to make those jokes since you're the
Just
one
me,
with-
though.
Yep, just you.
Am I allowed to make those jokes if I think of one that's really funny?
Only if it's really funny, Gak. Then I'll accept that.
Ooh,
Okay.
rolling the dice then, I suppose.
Did you think of one?
No, I'll let you know.
Kind of kicked out my leg from under me, did you? Okay, I'll stop. Anyways.
Dude, you're
Jesus
taking them
fucking
all.
Christ.
You can
Rian
take it
will
off me.
stand and he'll offer to help Gideon up.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Man, I just
So-
dyed this coat.
It is dirty. There are leaves all over it.
Damn it.
Damn.
Nah.
Is that the? Is, by the way, I meant to ask: is that the Bulgura coat?
Yeah.
I liked it before, but I think it looks nice. It's a good change.
Thanks.
Welcome.
I'm gonna be honest, it's a downgrade.
Oh my god.
I always love that I can go to you for honesty, Gak.
Of course.
Completely joking. Rian, stop being a yes man all the time. No, I'm kidding, of course. I love you, Joe.
I love you too, Ryan.
Alright, cool.
Oh my god.
You all get up, look around. You're in someone's garden.
Oh,
Again.
Yursa again.
Do you know this
I'm-
one, Ursa?
You
Been here a few times.
you see
Oh,
running
nice.
around the corner this older woman with a broom running towards all of you.
Did he just throw us in some random lady's yard?
Probably. Yeah, that's him. He was much meaner the first time I met him. If you can believe that. So much meaner.
Well, good thing he softened up.
So
Keegan will just walk forward and he'll just pull out 3 gold and hold it out. We got kicked out of the Emerald Palace. Sorry about that.
you've ruined my garden.
I
And
can
Basil looks over to Yrsa. Yrsa.
more back. And Nirsa's gonna make a bunch of flowers with Druidcraft. Alright, let's go. Sorry.
She holds the gold in her hand and kind of just and just starts walking back.
John, I'm gonna need this character to continue to come up where we ruin her garden. I need a cabbage.
like the
man.
cabbage guy?
Yeah, I need the
Yes.
cabbage guy.
She moves to wherever we go.
Save it for stars and wishes, Joe.
No, sorry.
So, you all, in one piece, and with what you came for, have left Orion's library. Gak, you have a scroll. I don't know what the word is, but it gets you in to use the teleportation circles.
A scroll that gets us in.
Yeah,
Rite of passage.
exactly.
Like a key kind of thing.
Port key.
A passport.
A permission slip, if you will.
There it is. Permission slip.
A ruler with a key on it that a teacher gives you so you don't lose the key.
Exactly. A scroll that gains you access to the teleportation circles.
Yeah,
Those
Yeah,
are
there it
us.
is.
You don't know, but you have a scroll that will allow you to use them. You all leaving this random woman's garden
Yeah.
after being shunted out of Orion's library for a very offensive question asked.
It was not offensive. It was such a normal question,
He
too.
asked about his brother.
There's beef
Everything's-
there.
Yeah.
He's
He
a
doesn't mix
bitch.
he doesn't mix family with work. Gets complicated.
There are many things ahead of you all. Traveling to Hillgrove to find the old wizard who possibly has a staff that can help you close rifts. Whatever the hell you're going to do with the Blackmoors. And apparently there are other worldly creatures running around that Yursa maybe needs to help some squirrel find.
Yes.
What if they're
Absolutely.
all squirrels?
That
Every
did become
single
priority
one.
number 1.
Squirrel.
I hope so. They're just different colored squirrels.
Yeah.
Basil talking with your sister, figuring out what to do about your family. Rian talking with your sister,
Yeah.
trying to figure out what to do with Basil's family. Basil, your garden. You know what's going on.
It's a goner pretty much now. She's like, it is what it is. I mean, I can't go home to it. So, because at first I was like, oh, maybe I can save it. And now it's like, no, there's like a whole society under there. And they have like a giant eyeball. And then there's like probably tentacle people.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to live there, to be fair.
Yeah, you kind of lost real estate value, unfortunately.
I mean, it's like living on. Never mind. That is not a good comparison. I'm not going to say it.
What were you gonna say? I'm
Don't
I'm
say
not
it.
gonna
Yeah,
say it.
Don't put
Yeah.
that
I'm not
energy
gonna
out there.
say it.
Don't do it.
I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
I'll type it in. I'll type it in the Discord.
No, you're
Please
still putting it
do.
out there.
And the most important thing on y'all and on the list of things to do is Gak needs to get a drink with Theo.
That's true.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
So even though this is a shorter session,
Mhm.
we are going to be ending it here. There's a lot has happened this session.
Mhm.
And we will be ending it here as the party dusting themselves off of dirt, leaves, and flowers. There's a little bit of uncertainty in the air. All these things ahead of you all. But there's a, well, rift within the family itself. You all quietly walk back to wherever you're going to walk to as we pick up next week. Well, 2 weeks from now. And that is where we're going to end the session. Thank you. Thank you for watching,
Hi.
Yeah.
listening,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing over there.
Retweet.
Retweet.
Spark notes.
Retweet.
Yep.
Hashtag.
We'll see you next time.
It's like, oh, is that it? Is that okay? All right.
Bye.
Woo.